Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Continuing from the incidents and the life of Hazrat Jafar as-Saadiq rahmatullahi alayh. Once when a man saw Hazrat Jafar as-Saadiq rahmatullahi alayh wearing fine, expensive garments, he commented, "O son of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, it is not befitting for the Ahl Bayt to wear such garments." Because the Ahl Bayt, the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, most of the time they would wear simple garments. They would be humble. So based on the norm, when you would find these pious people, these Sufis, these awliya, then generally they would have sackcloth, simple garments. So when he mentioned this, Hazrat Jafar as-Sadiq rahmatullahi alayhi took the man's hand and pushed it inside his sleeve, the sleeve of Hazrat Jafar as-Sadiq. The lining under the fine cloth was of such coarse sackcloth which hurt the man's hand. Hazrat Jafar rahmatullahi alayhi commented, "This, the external cloth, is for the creation, and that the coarse lining is for the Creator." In other words, his externally adorned garments were to conceal his piety, while the simple coarse sackcloth was the demand of his high level of piety. Many a times people pretend to be certain pious people. They resemble them in their clothing and they make a big show of certain things, but whereas their character is very far from that. Now these are two separate things. It doesn't mean we shouldn't resemble the pious. Most definitely we should resemble the pious, but to wear it with the wrong intentions, to give an impression about yourself that I am of this, I am like so and so, then that is wrong. So now that we are resembling the pious people in our dressing, we should make an effort to resemble them in our character as well. Hazrat Jafar as-Sadiq rahmatullahi alayhi asked Hazrat Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi. He was the Ustad of Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi. So the Ustad is asking the student, Imam Abu Hanifa, who is an intelligent man? Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi replied, one who can distinguish between good and bad. Hazrat Jafar rahmatullahi alayhi replied, an animal is also able to distinguish between good and bad. An animal recognizes a man who is kind and cruel to it. Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullahi alayhi then asks his Ustad, who then is an intelligent person? Hazrat Jafar rahmatullahi alayhi replied, a person who is able to distinguish between two acts of goodness and two acts of badness, so that he could choose the greater act of goodness and the lesser evil. The rule of choosing the lesser evil applies when confronted by two evils and there is no third option. To save oneself from either of the evils has to be chosen. In such an eventuality, the lesser evil is adopted. So this was the deep insight of Hazrat Imam Jafar as-Sadiq rahmatullahi alayhi. What insight he had. And in today's day and age, there are many situations which we face where it's very difficult for you to choose now. So you choose the lesser evil. And if you have an option between two good, you should choose the better good or the greater good. A man whose purse containing gold coins was lost. He accused Hazrat Jafar as-Sadiq rahmatullahi alayhi of having stolen it. This man was not aware of the identity of Hazrat Jafar rahmatullahi alayhi. On asking the man about the contents of the purse, he said that the purse contained 1,000 dinars, gold coins. Hazrat Jafar rahmatullahi alayhi took the man home and gave him 1,000 dinars. A short while later, when the man discovered his purse with the money intact, he returned to Hazrat Jafar Sadiq rahmatullahi alayhi, presented the 1,000 dinars and apologized. Hazrat Jafar rahmatullahi alayhi said, I do not take back what I had given. When the man learned who Hazrat Jafar Sadiq rahmatullahi alayhi was, he was feeling very ashamed. So what do we learn? We learn that we shouldn't jump to conclusions. We shouldn't just accuse. Sometimes things go missing in the house. Yeah, it must be the maid. How did you assume it's the maid? Did you see her? You cannot assume. You can't find it, that's your fault. Keep looking. But don't assume. How many times we just have assumptions and we think evil of others, whereas these pious people were different. They didn't have evil thoughts of others, and if people had evil thoughts about them, they would clarify it. Inshallah, we will continue. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to take inspiration from the lives of the pious people. We can take lots of lessons from their lives and improve our lives. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all tawfiq. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah.